Morning, Frank. Good morning, Eric. Salute to you. Thanks to everybody for being here. Saturday morning reps, pull, push, squat. We're doing some rows. We're doing some dips, static lunges, and that's it. Round and round. Shout out to my friend Igor over in Russia. Thank you, my friend, for being here. Everybody check out Igor's channel too. Igor's an absolute beast. Hope you're doing well, Igor. Angel. Name rings a bell. I can't quite put a face to the name though. But it is a beautiful day, my friend. Hope you got your shopping in. Anas, hi to you. Hamid, hello to you. Thank you to everybody for being here. Push, pull, squat, guys. We're doing some rows, some dips, and static lunges. That's it, all body weight. Good morning to Game Bros. I can cancel the missing person alert on Gusto. He's back. Igor, I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. I didn't realize that. I hope you're doing okay. Guys, again, check out my friend Igor. Actually, my channel and on Igor's channel, we did a little interview together and show you a little bit about what Igor's about. And again, Igor's 58. Age is just a number, guys. He proves that for sure. So make sure you check him out. Get well soon again, Igor. Between a hand and now this, I hate to hear that, but I know you're a fighter. I know you'll be back. So guys, we're just doing body weight again, some rows, some dips, and static lunges. Kaylee, I guess your uncle's a good-looking guy. Thanks, nobody. Appreciate having your respect. Back at you for being here. Hope you're getting your reps in. Thank you, Igor. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, Eric. Whether they hit it or not, as long as they hang out and watch, maybe get inspired a little bit. That's what we're looking for. Yankee, shake it off, brother. No such thing as a midlife crisis. No such thing. You got to get moving. I do know Mensa, nobody. Yeah, I know about him. Guys, we're just doing body weight today. Pull, push, squat. Some rows, dips, and static lunges. We just may do that, Yake. Yeah, nobody. You're talking about Mensa, right? Him, Dorian Yates was on that. You know, you want to talk about that training style, you got to do the drugs that they're doing too, right? You know, I don't want to have a conversation with people. Actually, I mean, I would have a conversation. I don't have a problem having a conversation, but I don't want to take training tips, diet tips from guys that are shooting more drugs into their ass than you would give a horse. And then they're going to tell you how to build muscle with training. It's not the same. It's nowhere near the same. So, you know, again, I always say, you know, it's a personal choice. These guys are doing it to make money. That's their career, all that. But you know what? There's just as many young kids in gyms that are doing this. They have no idea what they're putting in the body. I worked with guys for years and years, young guys, late 20s, early 30s, going into their 40s, taking TRT and all this other bullshit, not knowing what they're doing. And then once you cut it out, you know, it's like somebody stuck a pin in your ass and the air came out of the balloon. You know, you're going to lose. You're doing damage to your body for what? For a few weeks? Just to look like you work out, you know, for a few weeks? How about living a lifestyle? How about eating right, getting good sleep, not boozing as much, not getting high as much, cutting out the stress, cutting out toxic people, getting up every day and working out? How about that instead of doing drugs? So, yeah, I mean, nobody, and that's well and good for him. But again, let's put that in perspective. You know, all of these guys, and those guys back in, you know, Mensa's day, back in the 70s, whatever, early 80s, whenever he was around, nowhere near what these monsters are doing today. You know, these clowns are like injecting themselves with insulin. No fucking idea what they're doing in plain English. Totally destroying their body. Totally. Thanks, Manny. Levy, appreciate you being here. Appreciate the good vibes. Caveman, that's not oil. That's something called sweat. You get that when you work out and exert. Well, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. That's all right. You wouldn't know. No, nobody. They don't. They don't. I don't know what they look like, but. Morning, Craig. Appreciate you being here. Thanks, Paul. We try, brother. Appreciate you popping in. I'm not saying anybody's giving bad advice. My point is, if you're injecting all sorts of steroids, growth hormone, insulin, all this other stuff, you can sit on your couch and grow muscle and lose fat. That's a fact. My point, the whole thing is that that's a business. That's what those guys do for a living. They want to destroy their body. Look at the title of this video today, right? Your health is priceless. These guys are willing to sell their health to make a buck, to get famous, whatever their motivation is. My point is, I don't want to talk to a guy that's going to teach me. You know, back in the day, I was all over the Flex magazines and the Muscle and Fitness magazines. And, you know, they're talking about take your amino acids and do this work. They never mentioned the drugs they were taking, right? They had you believe that everything was just BCAAs, more bullshit, right? All of that. So my point is, yeah, it's the drugs. Nobody, exactly. I'm not saying you can't train that way. I'm not saying you won't get results. Some people might, some people might not. Everybody's physiology is different. I think there's a place for everything. We're in a place right now where 75% of the adults in the US are overweight or obese. They're not working out. Most people aren't working out. So to tell somebody who's out of shape, who wants to lose weight, who hasn't worked out in years, who never worked out, hey, this is this guy, Mike Mentzer, go train like he did. That's flawed advice. I agree with you that if you're somebody that's advanced and you want to go try that, you are natty and you want to try that type of training, by all means, I'm sure you can get. I'm sure you can get it. But okay. Well, nobody, if you, right, they never did. None of the guys, and today they don't do it. They'll mention it in passing. But the biggest part of their whole training regimen is the drugs that they take. So, I'm not saying he preached it, but that's what those guys do. That's what they do for a living. There you go. That's a muscle meal. Potato soup. Nice, Igor. You're spot on there, Craig. Couldn't agree with you more. Couldn't have said it better myself. Nobody, how old are you, brother? How old are you and where you at? Guys, let me know in the chat where you're at, where everybody's from. I'm in northern New Jersey right now. Good morning, David. Thanks for coming back, brother. All right, nobody. Got a long way ahead of you, brother. Just keep your head on straight, do your training, be consistent. If that Mike Menser type of training appeals to you, by all means, go give it a shot and do it if you're not doing it already. But be open-minded, you know. Everybody says, what's the best rep range? You know, the 6 to 8, you know, your strength rep range, hypertrophy, 8 to 10, 8 to 12, endurance, 12 to 15. They're all good, and they all may work different for somebody else. So, same thing with your diet, with your nutrition. I don't like to eat that food. This food doesn't agree with me. Don't eat it. Find what works for your body. We can't paint everybody with a broad brush. There's always going to be general rules, general fundamentals that we could start with. And then you find what's sustainable for you, what you enjoy, what gives you results. You'll do fine, brother. Shout out Martin in the UK. Olka in the Netherlands. Thanks for being here. Yeah, you're not the only one who probably feels like that, nobody. You'll do fine, brother. Just do your own thing. Put the blinders on. Don't follow the crowd. Always be different. Always be different. If everybody in the crowd is doing it, probably not the right thing to be doing. So find your own way, and you will. You're only 19, brother. You got a long way to go. Masha's at home. Shout out to home. Thanks for popping in. Hi to you, Deoxy. Dave, it's 10 a.m. for me. You are Deoxy, I am Old Dog. Now that we know each other, we can move on. Okay, nobody, you're on track, brother. I'll tell you right now, you're a 19-year-old guy. If you're doing all that, you're in the top 1%. I can guarantee you that. I don't even have to see the numbers. I don't have to do any research. I guarantee if that's what you're doing today, you're in the top 1%. How long have I been training for? I'm 60 years old as I stand in front of you, and I started training or, messing around with weights and working out and just doing stuff probably back in high school, 14, 15 years old, and then throughout my life. I pretty much tried to do some type of workouts and didn't always stick to it. I had my ups and downs just like everybody else. But adhering to a program, start slow. It's great to have goals, but set little goals for yourself. I'm going to work out 2 days this week and do that for a few weeks. I'm going to work out 3 days. A couple of weeks after that, go slow. I always talk about these New Year's resolutions. I'm going to wake up on January 1st and everything about me is going to be the same. I'm working out 5 days a week. I'm never drinking again. I'm going to eat whole food. No more getting high, no more anything like that. That's not going to happen. So small goals. Pick something that you could do. I'm just here in the park doing bodyweight stuff. You could do this stuff in your backyard, on your porch. You can come to a park. It doesn't cost money, right? If you have the benefit of a gym membership and you enjoy doing that, then go ahead. But the whole point is to get your ass in there. And that's the biggest part with anything in life, is just getting started, taking that first step. And once you do it, you'll be fine. I didn't want to come to the park today. I was comfortable in bed. I went to bed a little late last night. But like my title says, health is priceless. I'll take a nap later if I have to. But at least I know if I do nothing else the rest of the day, I'll have been here. I'll have done a little bit of a workout, got a little bit of a sweat going. And it just totally, it changes the trajectory of your whole day. And the more days you string together, it changes the trajectory of your week, your months, and your years. I promise you that. It's like anything in life. You have to be consistent. And, we talk about motivation. How do I get motivated? You have to find what's in you. I can't motivate you. I can't stand here and motivate. You may watch me, or you may watch one of the other 10 million people on YouTube that are working out, whatever type of work out there doing, and say, wow, I think I would enjoy that. I want to do that. So you might get inspired. But what's going to give you the motivation to get off the couch and actually go do it, actually go try it? That's here. That's on you. You have to pick something that drives you in life, some goal that you have that if it's a person, if it's your kids, anything. Find something that's just going to drive you to get off your ass and go do something. And just do it one day at a time. Small goals, and you're going to get there. Bro, anything is a good warm-up. For instance, this morning, I'm here at the park. I have my jump rope with me. I did some jump rope. I did some running in place. I did some jumping jacks. I did a few body weight squats. What else did I do? I have my bands. I did some stretching, shoulder stretching with my bands. I'm big on shoulder stretching, especially. I always, when people say, well, if you're over 50, if you're at any age, you really have to stretch. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to mess up your joints. But really, if I'm at the gym, it might be 10 minutes on the elliptical machine, a couple of burpees here and there. But anything that's just going to warm your body up, and anything that's going to get your breath going a little bit and up your heart rate a little bit. So, thanks, Deoxy. Nobody, you're absolutely right. The crowd is brainwashed, and nobody. It's so simple to brainwash them, and the people that are brainwashing them, I don't want to turn this into a conspiracy theory podcast, but the people that are brainwashing them know how easy it is. They know the buzzwords. They know what to say. They know what to do. And people follow. People follow very easily. I think that's Pika Piedra. Hi to you. Thank you. Shout out to my friend David over in Wales. Nobody, you don't have to be like me, brother. Be like yourself. Be you. You always want to set yourself apart. You don't want to just be some guy. You don't want to be some guy in a crowd. You want to be the guy that when you walk into the room, they know you mean business. I know your real name isn't nobody, but when you walk into the room, they're going to go, whoa, check that guy out. He's not fucking around. This guy's serious. Don't just blend in with everybody. Do things that are different. It's so easy to go along with the crowd, and I did it for years because you think that that's what you have to do. You're always looking for that acceptance. We learn that from when you're a child, that you want to be accepted. But what benefit are you getting out of being accepted by a bunch of losers? You know what I mean? I don't want to say it that way, but my point is, Look at who you're associating with. Look at who you're taking advice from. Look at the people that are giving you advice that you don't even need. You know what I mean? And it's usually the people that are giving the advice have no business at all. Those are the ones usually with the biggest mouths that are giving the advice. So my point is, do your own thing. You'll find your way in life. It sounds like you're on the right track right now. So just always think in your mind. Look around when you go to the grocery store. Look at people's shopping carts. And what most of them have in it, you don't want to eat, right? When you talk about their lifestyles, how they work out, how often they work out, the fact that they don't work out, you don't want to be like them. You want to do everything different. You know what I'm saying? Jose, I am keeping it real, brother. And what am I taking? I'm taking water and black coffee, and I work hard. But again, like I mentioned to somebody else in the chat before, hard work and sweat, see that's a concept, a guy like you, that's gonna go over your head. So I'm not even gonna try and help you to understand it, but you know, do some research. You have YouTube, you have the internet today, there's all sorts of information out there. Look up working out, self-discipline, self-esteem, things like that. You'll learn, you'll get there, maybe. Here's to the trolls, David, I love them. Thanks, Vikas. Spend your money wisely. Remember, it's not going to do you any good if you're not healthy, so I hope you're working out and eating right. Yeah, David, Bodyweight calisthenics, cheapest way. Yeah, Frankie's right on that. You want to keep a good range of motion. You know, the stretching is always going to help with that. And again, when you're doing upper body work, it's always going to, the shoulders are always the linchpin of any upper body work that you do. So you got to keep those nice and greased up, nice and. Martin, you want to get into some pike push-ups? Pike push-ups for the shoulders. And then you want to build up. You want to do elevated pike and work your way up, elevated pike push-ups to where maybe you could do some handstand push-ups against the wall and things like that. But the pike push-up, and also what I'm doing here is you're always going to hit your shoulders to some degree when you do push-ups, more so when you do decline push-ups. Also, you might want to hit some Mike Tyson push-ups. They're also going to hit your shoulders, right? They'll catch your legs too. Mike Tyson's are pretty much a full body workout in a sense, but definitely going to concentrate more on your shoulders with that. So pike push-ups, Mike Tyson push-ups, and then work on elevating your feet with the pikes, because the higher up, you know, the more of an elevation you have with the pikes, the more you're going to hit those shoulders. Yeah, Igor, we're blessed with some nice weather today for sure. Shallow, you know, it depends on your pain tolerance and exactly what you're doing. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I've had an issue with my elbow for quite some time now. It subsided considerably since it started, but actually when I'm doing these dips right now, every couple of sets I am still feeling it. So, you know, I position my hand in a different way and then all of a sudden I don't feel it. So I don't know. I don't like to tell people don't worry about it and keep doing it in case, you know, there's something that you have like a serious injury. But if it's just a repetitive use thing, you know, back off for a week or two. I'm not one, I don't advocate taking anti-inflammatories like Motrin and Advil. I try and stay away, well, I do stay away from things like that unless it's a dire emergency. You know, I tried an elbow brace for a little bit. I didn't really find, really just restricted my range of motion, restricted my movement. I don't find that I had any benefit. I also have a massage gun and I would hit it with that. You know, you want to catch inside the elbow here. Don't go right on that bone because that doesn't feel good, but here and then on the outside. And I did that for a few weeks and eventually it worked its way out. It's still rearing its head every now and again. Like I said, even now when I'm doing these dips, I'm feeling it to a degree. Jose, let's put it this way. You were trying to be a wise ass, you know, and if that's your day, if that's, you want to come into like a YouTube chat with a 60-year-old guy working out and try and be funny and you're not funny, go right ahead. But you were trying to offend me. But again, it doesn't bother me. I know where it's coming from, brother. Best of luck to you. I hope you're staying healthy. Thank you, Black. I don't know. Yeah, I am 60. I don't know about the 30-year-old body. And hello to you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you popping in. Thanks for your kind words. You got it, Martin. Stay healthy, brother. Spot on, nobody. Spot on. Yeah, everybody should be taking vitamin D. Everybody, especially guys, you know, when you talk about testosterone, you know, how many guys today have low testosterone? You want to make sure you're getting that little bit of zinc, the vitamin D, omega-3. Spot on, brother. I highly advocate those. Kingfire is back in the building. Good morning to you, King. Ben, my diet is mostly whole foods, a lot of meat, a lot of eggs, fish and, well, sardines, some tuna. I'm big on yogurt, fruit, vegetables. I don't do, you can make a case that really anything's processed today, right? But when I say processed food, I mean, you know, junk food, cereals and cakes, cookies, donuts, and all shit like that. I stay away from all that. But generally, I go, everything that I just mentioned, you know, the meat, fish, eggs, fruits and vegetables, the basics. No problem, Shower. I hope that works out, man. Feel better. There you go, nobody. Nobody. Did you ever try to Vince Gironda? What did he advocate? Like 3 dozen eggs a day, 36 eggs a day? Mo Poor, shout out to you, brother. Enjoy those Doritos. I guess you didn't read my title, right? Your health is priceless. But again, you do you. Enjoy those Doritos. I'll pass. Seeds drinking some eggs? Okay. Yeah, King, on most days I'm in that area, you know, 6 a day, give or take. I love my eggs. I love eggs. More poor. That's one of my biggest goals in life. I don't know. I'm sure I won't even come close, but in my mind, that's what I think I'm doing. That's what drives me. If you were here earlier, I mentioned about, you know, motivation, but that's a good motive. That's a good motivator, because they're in business to just bleed us dry. Yeah, that's true. Nobody. It is beautiful out here. My dog's at home, Mike. Maybe I'll bring her over next time. She's smart enough to not to get in the way. She's good like that. All right, guys, so Rainier says, drink lots of water when you're taking... All right, we appreciate that, Rainier. I appreciate that advice. I hope you're following your own advice. Stay well, brother or sister, whatever you are, whatever you identify as. Beans and toast, King 13. Yeah, you might be onto something. I did read about that, nobody, about like a lot of people will put eggs or liquid egg whites into their shake, into their protein shakes and things like that, but you don't assimilate, unless that white is cooked. I believe the number that they gave that I read about was maybe from the raw egg white, you might only get like 17% of the protein that's in that, as opposed to cooking it, where I don't remember the exact number, but it was considerably more. So yeah, and if you want to get the benefit of the protein, so they say, you do want to cook the egg. It's all good, King. I love when they pop in. I ponder that every night, King. What's the deal with airplane peanuts? I've been asking myself for years. Every time I got on a plane. Ben, no, I don't eat honey, not for any reason. I mean, you know, if you're gonna get raw honey from, you know, it has benefits, they say, for allergies and a lot of other health benefits, but you want to get it, you know, right out of the hive. I certainly wouldn't go to Walmart and buy any type of honey or anything like that, but generally I don't use it. If I'm feeling under the weather and I have a couple of tea recipes that I make, I might squeeze a little lemon in there, but generally no. Nobody. What do I think of your generation? I don't know. Not everybody's a pathetic degenerate. You got to realize that we've been, and I don't think this term is off. We've been indoctrinated to think that this is the way to live. People will fight you tooth and nail that there's nothing wrong with eating junk food. Why deprive yourself? And my point is that this is the way people are raised. This is what we're taught. This is what's drilled into us. These food companies sell this food. Companies sell alcohol, and they drive everything at people day in and day out. You have to be eating this to enjoy yourself. You have to be drinking alcohol or you're not enjoying yourself. You have to be driving this expensive car. You're not enjoying yourself. And that's what drives people. And they lose sight. They're chasing all these other things in life, and they lose sight of their health, the most priceless thing on earth. And if you have that, you can go get anything else you want. But you can go get all those other things and have everything in life, material-wise. And then once you lose your health, it's all worth nothing. It's all worth nothing. And the only thing you're going back in the ground with is your body. All right, so anything you get now, it's all window dressing, and it's meaningless. Trust me, it's meaningless. So not everybody's a degenerate. But the problem is, most people, we're inherently lazy, most of us. I know I am. I'm a lazy person generally, but I find things to motivate. I have things that motivate me, things in my mind that tell me I have to get up and do things. And I do it most of the time. Yeah, King, we don't want to give the trolls too much attention, but you know where that comes from. You know what I mean? That's just anybody who's going to do that. When you see somebody, and it's any aspect of life, if I'm here at the park and I'm doing 10 push-ups and a guy comes in and he's doing 3, I'm not going to go over to him and say, what's wrong with you? You're a loser. You can only do 3. You're going to try and build people up. People that do that, like here, say on YouTube or any type of social media, if you see somebody that you perceive as maybe doing a little better than you, in this case, working a little harder than you, your first inclination is to try and tear them down because you're so scared in life. You have no self-esteem. You don't have an ounce of self-discipline. The only thing you could do is sit behind the screen and try and tear other people down and bring them down. And that gives you, it doesn't last, right? It's just like a little dopamine hit where you feel better about yourself, but then you go back to your room and you sit there and be scared. You know what I mean? And you live your life not doing anything. You're in shit health. You can't do anything for yourself. So that's where that comes from. And I realize that, you know what I mean? And that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to, aggravate and just, at the end of the day, that's the root thing. That's the root thing we have to look at. Is their lack of self-esteem, lack of self-discipline, lack of purpose in life. They have nothing else. They have nothing else. Because if they did, they wouldn't be on YouTube watching a broken down 60-year-old guy doing push-ups. You know what I'm saying? And then trying to troll him. But it is what it is. I realize I put myself out here, so I know it goes with the territory. But at the end of the day, I know where it's coming from. I know who it's coming from, and it really is meaningless. I appreciate the people that are in here with the good vibes, really trying to better themselves, helping me better myself. Because when I see people, if somebody tells me, hey, you're doing it, so I'm going to go do it. I love that. You know what I mean? That makes my day right there. Kat, I think we're finished up. The phone was out in the sun. It was getting a little heated. I got some reps in, though. We did get something going. Alex is going to have to come get it, brother. Appreciate you popping in, Alex. I hope you're doing well, brother. Yes, Igor, you're correct. Guys, if I didn't mention it earlier, make sure you check out my friend Igor. On my channel, Igor and I did an interview some time back. It's also posted on Igor's channel, but check him out on YouTube. He's based over in Russia. Igor is 58, right, Igor? Or maybe you're 59 by now, I don't know, but definitely 58. And he's an absolute beast. I don't know, Christopher, is that a compliment or yeah, Alex, handstands are good for shoulder growth, but how many people can do a handstand? We're hard pressed to get people to do push-ups on their knees. But you're right, it is good for shoulder growth. It's excellent. Shout out to Jag down in Australia, the land down under. Appreciate you popping in. Appreciate that, Christopher. Just making sure, brother. What's up, Ed? Long time no see. How are you, brother? How are you? Thank you, Harrison Stevens. I intend to keep going as long as I can. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at, Alex, along the wall. I can get a few reps that way. Definitely not, for a free handstand. Thanks, Ed. I appreciate you being here, man. I hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a while. Connor, I'm wearing contacts and I'm having a hard time, brother. Come on. Fucking Joe Biden, get out of here with that. I'm doing my best. Nobody, currently I don't. I was going to a place that did have a sauna, but for years and years and years, I was a member at a YMCA, and I was a big sauna guy. I love the sauna and steam. Well, unfortunately, I haven't been able to do it lately. No, Chris, I'm in Jersey. I'm in northern Jersey. Thanks, Jay girl. Shout out to Australia again. You stay healthy. Thanks for popping in. TV, hello to you. Thanks, Igor. John, we were just talking, somebody asked me earlier about, I think it was tennis elbow or one of them. We were talking about it. I'm not a big fan of, the Motrins and the Tylenols and anything like that, the anti-inflammatories, unless it's absolutely necessary. Certainly nothing more than that, no type of prescription medications for pain. But the rotator cuff, I have a set of bands. I do a lot of shoulder stretching with the bands, and there are, if you search, band stretches for rotator cuff, online, just where you have a visual on it. But yeah, I would just do very light stretching with it and do it consistently. As far as the pain relief, if you really need it, say to sleep, maybe a Motrin or an Advil, but I wouldn't get caught up in those. I wouldn't be taking them on a steady basis. But again, with the rotator cuff, I would keep it going because, obviously, when something hurts, people have that tendency, well, I'm not going to do anything. They'll put that sling on it, or they just won't move it, they won't use it. And I think I don't agree with that. I think that's a bad course of action. I think you have to move it. And I think the safest way to do it is with the bands. And there's plenty of stretches that you could do. Just get yourself a nice, if you don't already have them, a nice light set of bands, and just get to work on that. And again, go easy with the pills. TV, I'm 60. Thank you, Olivia. I'm glad to hear that. Keep going. Just be consistent, Olivia. A little bit every day is going to add up, I promise. You don't have to do hundreds of reps every day. Start slow and it's going to snowball. Ben, I've been to North Arlington, New Jersey many, many, many times, but I haven't tried the devil dogs. All right, David. Thank you, brother. You know I always appreciate you. David's been with me from the beginning. Stay safe, brother. Stay healthy. I'll talk to you later. All right, Olivia. Like I said, don't get too crazy at first. Don't jump in looking like, thinking you have to do hundreds of reps a day and you have to do it 7 days a week. I mentioned earlier in the live, commit to 2 days a week, then bump it up to 3 days a week, 20 minutes, a half hour. I promise it's going to snowball. But if you jump in, over your head from the get-go, it's a recipe for disaster. You're not going to do it 7 days a week. You're not going to even do it 5 days a week right out of the gate. A little bit at a time, and you're going to build up the confidence. You're going to get stronger as you go on. You could definitely do it. Good morning, G. Shout out to Maine. I'm in Jersey, brother. Yeah, that's it. Nobody. Consistency is the key, and with everything in life, you're gonna reap the benefits. You're gonna get the rewards, or you're gonna pay the price for your consistency, depending on what you're doing. Thanks, Anbar. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Like I said, I had to move the phone out of the sun. I wasn't able to read and I'm staring at this thing like Joe Biden now, so I think it's time to sign off. I appreciate everybody being here. Remember, your health is priceless, right? Nothing else in this world is worth anything. I don't care what kind of car you drive. I don't care how many jet skis you have. I don't care how many bedrooms, bathrooms in your house, how big your pool is. You have nothing. You have nothing on this earth if you don't have your health. Get your reps in. I appreciate everybody that was in here this morning with the good vibes. Appreciate the support. Anybody who subbed or liked, even if you didn't do that, I just appreciate you being here. Stay safe, stay healthy, get your reps in, and I'll be back. I'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks, guys.